Namaste and welcome to the 20th session of spiritual aspects of Agnihotra. Last week we have discussed the Jal Pasechan mantra, three of them. Om Aditi Anumanyeswa, Anumate Anumanyeswa, Saraswati Anumanyeswa. Just a brief, quick look at those mantras and a slight review. Here. So we discussed these three of them that allows us to sprinkle water in the east, in the west, and in the north direction. So we interpreted it as Aditi for very kind of instinctive knowledge that just comes within. It's like a reflex action. And we are saying that yes, we always want to follow it. So natural instincts are always something that we should respond to as it stimulates me in the same manner rather than going opposite of it. So if I have done that properly, then I become eligible. Then we discussed also, most basic is survival instinct. And of course, one can plan and with some sort of determination can go against the spirit of the instinct. And indeed, we know it. Some people even commit suicide, which is not easy because you have to overcome that instinctive thing. So you have to plan it at great deal and you really have to work against that instinct. It's not that easy, but of course one can, with determination, can overcome that instinct. And if you are following those Aditi in a very routine manner, as if you submit to it, then you are likely to get some signals. They are in the nature of Anumati. They are discretionary. They are not as powerful as instincts, but yet one can align towards those discretionary hints. So one we discussed was anytime I think of doing something which is adharma, which is opposite to my, manav dharma, so to say, then there is a triple warning, shanka, bhaya and lajja, doubt, fear and shame. And if I follow these warnings properly and continue to adhere to the path that inner voice is directing me towards, then I am following the second level of command from Ishwar. And then I become eligible for, being eligible and being able to, being blessed with that are two different things. For example, one becomes eligible to join a doctoral research program in a prominent university. That is eligibility, but that doesn't give you the doctorate degree. You have to make some effort and then you are qualified enough to get the doctorate degree, is it not? So eligibility is that is very profound here, that you become eligible to third level of knowledge, that is intuitive knowledge, what Patanjali refers to as Sampajñāt Yoga. Sampajñāt Yoga is samyak means it's good quality, correct knowledge. Jnat is, of course, I have obtained the knowledge. Pra is prakashan, that is total, it's not partial. So Sampajñāt Yoga, you become qualified for that. But then you have to make effort in that direction. So these were three levels of knowledge: instinctive knowledge and worldly knowledge. That is very good for our life as such, up to some point. But then the intuitive knowledge, that is at the third level. So, and even here, Patanjali writes, Vitark Vichara Ananda Smita Rupanugamat Sampajñāt Yoga. That is in his first chapter, 1.17. So just to, in this particular context, even in this third level, there are four subdivisions: Vitark, Vichar, Anand, and Asmita. So Vyas is writing a commentary. He makes a point that this should be seen as a bundle. So when you have made enough effort in this with Abhyas and Vairagya, then you are blessed with Vitark Sampajñāt Yoga, which is about the Panchabhut things, the gross coarse objects that are amenable to our sensory organs. Some sort of a formulation, like Newton understood that two bodies attract each other with a force of attraction called as gravitational force. So this is between two gross bodies like the sun and the earth and all the that has a mass. So we are not talking here subatomic particles, but this is what Vitark is all about. Now Vitark, when the practitioner makes further effort, then it is Vichar. So what Vyas is saying is, you get a bundle of four, and with enough practice, you become eligible or you are qualified. That bundle is opened up. When you open it up, what do you see? You see Vitark Rupanugamat Sampajñāt Yoga, a correct and total understanding about some coarse objects and their behavior. That is Vitark. But so you have opened the bundle number one, and you get one particular kind of insight, but also there is another smaller bundle which is still unopened. Now you make further progress, then that bundle number two also gets opened. And then what do you find? You find another subtle insight which is called Vicharupa Anugamat Samadhi, Sampajñāt Yoga. So this is pertaining to subatomic particles, So what is not amenable to our sensory organs? That is Vichar. Now if you open it further, Yeah, in the meantime, just wanted to show you a Sankhya diagram so that, yeah, just to explain Vitark and Vichar properly. So this is Sankhya diagram. This is me, the observer, Purush, the Atma Tattva, the consciousness. And these three blue color are my mind as a whole, consisting of Buddhi, Ahankar, and Mana. Now there are 5 sensory organs. They send in the data signal one at a time that is exhibited here, which of course in day-to-day life we get this thing. We also see an apple falling. So this is knowledge about Panchabhut, the gross objects in the world. So I see an apple falling, that makes a sound. So all this is day-to-day life. And this data is sent here. And once it appears here, I take cognizance of it. Now, when does it become vitak? Swarupanugamat sampajyat yog. Then I gave the example of Newton. Newton also saw the same event, but then next moment he had a flash. That flash didn't come from this channel. That flash just appeared here somewhere, somehow out of the blue. That's why it is Sampajyat Yog. It just needs a moment for Ishwar to send in a flash. So he became qualified, he became deserving for that flash. And that flash was about the behavior of gross objects, that there is a invisible lines of force, surrounding every material stuff. And then one of them interacts with another in a particular manner that is called by scientists as law of gravitational force. Now that is a not seen as such by senses. Through the senses we see the behavior that the earth is moving around the sun, but we don't see that force which caused that. So the force is more subtle, and the fact he was deserving, he got that thing. Vitak Vitak Rupanugamat Sampajyat Yog. Now, this Vitak is not the knowledge about these things. These are all subtle stuff. Is it not? This is called Vishesh, and all this is called Avishesh. That's why there is a book called Vaisheshik Darshan. Because in Vaisheshik Darshan, the starting point is Panchabhut, Vishesh. Now in Sankhya, the starting point is Purush and Prakriti, and out of Prakriti, these are the developments. Prakriti becomes Mahat, Ahankar, then five Tanmatra and Panchabhut. And there is another fork here. This is pertaining to the subject, and these are my objects. But my senses can pick up signals from these gross objects, and that also up to a limit. And there is very subtle knowledge about their subtle behavior. Then that comes when I am Om Saraswati Anumanyaswa. And that's what we are trying to understand. How did Newton get it? So Newton got it because he became deserving from Aditi to Anumati, and then Saraswati. And Saraswati, this is we are calling as subdivision number 1. Now subdivision number 2 in this third level is Vichar Rupa Anugamat Sampajyat Yog. That will be pertaining to what Patanjali comments towards the end of the chapter 1, 1.44. Eta yeru savichaya nivichaya cha sukshma vishaya. When the vishaya, the object of interest, is sukshma, is subtle. What is it sukshma? When it is cannot be picked up by five senses. So five senses have particular resolution. They can pick up signals from Panchbhut, but the knowledge about themselves, knowledge about Panch Tanmatra, this, Ahankar, and all this cannot be gathered by five senses. So when my practice gets built up further, then I become deserving for vichar, rupanugamat sampajyat yog. Then a flash will come here. That's how probably Kapil and Patanjali, they got an idea about this diagram. Otherwise, how can one know it? So that is vichar, second subdivision. The bundle number 2 has been opened up. Then what do you see? The insight related to vichar rupanugamat sampajyat yoga. Now you are further practicing and say you become deserving and we are talking level 3. You become deserving and the bundle number 3 opens up. Then it is Anand Rupanugamat Sampajyat Yoga. Now what is the observer saying here? He is saying, he is, this is he. So he sees within him a reflection of this instrument, what we call buddhi or chitta. He sees this within himself. Because, this is bondage is there. So in the Sampajyat Yoga, this instrument is still participating. It is not full Chittavritti Niyodha. Chitta is still functioning, So as a vehicle. So Ishwar is sending in a flash. Flash number 1 was pertaining to the Panchabhut stuff. Flash number 2, which is Vichar, is pertaining to these subtle things. Now the subdivision 3, when the bundle number 3 has been opened up, and then that brings you the insight of what is called Anand. Now why is it called Anand? Because the observer gets to know this instrument as such. But this instrument has its reflection on him. That is what is the nature of bonding. When I have been bonded to this, then what has happened? Some of my characteristics, namely consciousness, has fell upon this. So my mind also functions consciously, is it not? Like at this point when I am awake, my body is also conscious because this consciousness is a kind of is permeating to this and further outward. So when I see this is under the influence of this. This is very important to understand. So basically I am getting to know my chitta, buddhi, as bonded with me under the influence of my consciousness, but because it is intrinsically rich in sattva, I feel good here. Sattva is corresponding to sukh, so I feel good. But then Patanjali didn't call it sukh samadhi. He gave it a term anand for certain reasons. Because this is always rich in sattva, so that definiteness is there. Otherwise, what is falling here, that is called jnana vritti, buddhi vritti. And once it is embraced by me, That is called bhog-vritti. Now, bhog can have wide spectrum of sukh and dukh because that buddhi-vritti has come from some source, either from the external world or from my memory. It has not been, it is not a flash from Ishwar, is it not? So that is the major difference. The flash from Ishwar is showing me the chitta in its not absolutely raw state, but under the influence of my consciousness. But that is always going to be positive in nature, hence the term Anand is there. So Patanjali is kind of giving a guarantee it will not never be unpleasant. It will always be a pleasant experience. But this Anand should not be confused with Anand of Ishwar, who is Satchidananda Swarup. I am not with him yet. I am watching my chitta, and chitta being rich in sattva, I am feeling good. So this is not Anand of Satchidananda Swarup. This is Anand because it is a definite pleasure, sukh, but it is not coming from, bhog vritti. It is not a bhog here. It is an experience which is not in the nature of jnana or bhog. It is in the nature of sampajñāt yoga because I have been blessed by him. So I get to know my chit here in a very positive manner. That is called Anand Rupanugamat Sampajñāt Yoga. So now the third bundle has been opened and I experienced this. And also I find another bundle unopened. If I do further practice, then the bundle number 4 gets opened and then I have Asmita Rupanugamat Sampajñāt Yoga. Now I see myself, but again under the influence of Chitta. So to say, I am seeing the Chitta again because Chitta is a common vehicle in all these Sampajñāt Yoga, but I am not seeing the nature of Chitta, which is Sukha, which that's what was Anand Rupanugamat Sampajñāt Yoga. Now this is my shadow, my image on the Chitta. I am emphasizing all this because this is not yet Vivekhyati. After this, after Sampajñāt Yoga, there is a stage when it is Vivekhyati, then I see myself as it is, and I see my buddhi or chitta as it is. Though they are bonded, yet not me under the influence of chitta, nor chitta under the influence of me. Somehow as if that knot which was binding me with this has been temporarily opened, so to say. So Vivekhyati is discriminatory knowledge about Purusha and Prakriti in their raw state, Prakriti not in the raw state but as Buddhi. But the Anand Rupanugamat and Asmita Rupanugamat Sampajñāt Yoga is also knowledge about this and this respectively, but under the influence of each other. So these are very fine points, but we were talking Aditi, Anumati and Saraswati. Saraswati is related to intuitive knowledge. That's what Patanjali calls Sampajñāt Yoga. And then Vyas makes a comment that, there are 4 bundles. It comes as a bundle. The point he's trying to make is the sequence has to be there. It's not that you can jump from Vitark to Anand or Asmita. It has to be Vitark, Vichar, Anand, Asmita. So that was the purpose of this. Let's go back to the where we were. So today we are at the 4th one, and that counting is as usual. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now you are not just sprinkling in the south direction, which is yet uncovered, but it is around all the 4 directions. Vedic charon jal. That includes south also. So, this is a bundling. Fourth is not just the fourth. So 3 plus 1, 4 have been as if tied up together. So there are 4 individual units, entities, but they have been put together as one bundle. So there is that we discussed here also. 4 plus 1 is 5. So that sort of a thing is always there. Now let's look at this particular mantra, which is the fourth in this Jalpa session. Om Deva Savitah Pra Suva Pra Suva Patim Bhagaya Divyo Gandharvah Ketapu Ketannah Punatu Vachaspati Vacham Nahaswadatu. Very interesting, good, wonderful mantra. So might as well go to. So whenever we have access to Maharishi Dayanand's commentary, I think we want to use it. So let's see if I think I had opened it out. Oh yeah, it was already there. Yeah, it was here. Okay. Now this is 30th chapter, Yajurveda. So Rishi is Narayan, Savita Devta. And let's see, yeah. Om Deva Savitah Pra Suva. So we want to do it, see his word-to-word meaning in Sanskrit. Dev, Divya Swarup, Savitah, Sakalashvaya Yukta Jagad Utpadak, Prakarshena, which is a prefix. Suva, Sampadaya, Yajyam, Rajdharmakhyam. So Yaj is any organized effort for good of others. Now Maharishi Dayanand is interpreting in the context of a political system. The head of the state, it is called as a Raja, Raj. So Raj Dharm, as if in this context, it doesn't have to be that context, but let's go further. So he has interpreted Yajna is as if a king is organizing some, or he has dedicated himself for the well-being of his subjects. So whatever he does is called Rajadharm, his actions and so on. So now again, Per, which is Prakarshena, Suva, Utpadaya. Sorry, something is happening. Swa is Suva, Utpadaya. Yajnapatim, Yajnasya Rajyasva Palakasva. Bhagaya, Ashvaya, Palakam. Bhagaya is Ashvaya. Let's go further down. Ashvaya Yuktaya Dhanaya. Bhagiti Dhananam. So he gives evidence from Nigantu, second chapter, third, that Bhag is, as such, is always says Ashvaya, but in the context of Ajadham, he is talking about material wealth, Dhanam. Divya, Divi Shuddha Swarupe Bhava. Divi comes from Div, Divlok is coming from this. Gandharva, Yogam Prithvim Dhayati. So Gandharva is interpreting as a compound word. Ga which is Gam, and Dhav is to Dharan. So, and then this Ga, which is a cow, but is also Prithvi, because it is in the Rajdham context. In the Rajdham context, the land is also Go. Then he says Saha, Saha is he, Ketapu, Yah Ketam Vijnanam Punati Saha. So, one who can, Punati is purify the knowledge part, but Vijnan is always, that subtle knowledge realized, not you have just acquired from books, you have kind of a realization. Ketam is Vijnanam, again knowledge, but this was purification of knowledge. This is good quality knowledge. Again, he gives a reference, Nigantu, 3rd chapter. Na asmakam, ours. Punatu, which was here also Punati Pavityatu, which purifies. Vachaspati is a compound word. Vacha is for our vocal cord, Vani, and Pati is who makes it work, who protects it. So Palaka. Vacham is Vanim again. Na asmakam swadhatu asvadayatu. So that is his interpretation in Sanskrit. This would be interesting to see it, how he has put them together. So he is addressing to Hey Dev, because it is Deva Savitah Pra Suva. So this is what is called vocative. Hey Dev, Savita Jagadishwara. So Savita word has been put here. And then we are addressing to him. Tvam means you. What are your characteristics? Tvam yo divyo gandhava ketapu raja naha. So these are adjectives to whom we are addressing. And in this particular today's context, and we are looking at spiritual aspects of Agnihotra, we will look at it not the Raja, but the Jagdishwar Savita Dev dialect, is it not? So in our interpretation, we will borrow all this. Tvam, as if I am addressing the Supreme Savita Dev consciousness, who is Divya, Gandharva, Ketapu, who is, self-enlightened, self-luster, the light is within it. That's what is light of knowledge, light of sun, anything. But here we are interested in light of insight, light of knowledge. Gandharva, you are the one who protects and the earth and Ketapu. And when you can purify whatever is my content of knowledge. So, if there is an element of doubt, you can remove it. So I call him with these adjectives, and na to ours. Ketam is our pajyan, our knowledge. Punatu, you will purify it, because you have that purified knowledge. But my knowledge is not yet that pure. I want it to be purified by yours. You are Vachaspati. The yo is with that same supreme consciousness. That entity who is Vachaspati, he gave me a vocal cord, and makes it function, and he is at a higher degree in the sense he can even make me recite the Ved mantra. Is it not? That's how the first human being, they were reciting all the Ved mantras, not because they were Vachaspati, but because the Supreme Consciousness, who is Vachaspati, who made that happen. So what he made it happen? That this is now again our vocal system, Swadhatu, maybe it all function in a positive manner. That's what he made it happen. And also, for what purpose? That purpose is here dative, bhagaya. For our all well-being, our overall wealth, not just material wealth, but spiritual wealth also. And in the process of building up my wealth, that is my yajna. May you inspire that. And me, I am in a small manner, I have organized this yajna. Is it not? So that brings us to, let's read the Hindi version quickly. We get an idea what adjectives are being used where. So if I were to go to the original Ved mantra, oh, sorry, I do something. Just scroll it down. Let's see. Here. So we are addressing He Savitah Dev, who is Divya Gandharva Ketapu. Okay. And we hope he will purify our Ketam na has become Ketan. He will purify my body of knowledge, and he is Vachaspati. He will purify my vocal cord, my Vani, so that it sends out sweet, good words. Is it not so that? For what purpose? For the purpose that inspires my yajna and inspires me also, who is conducting this. For overall Ashwaya Bhag of all concerned, me and the whole community and so on and so forth. Is it not? So quickly, this is whom we are saying, Hey Dev Savitah Dev, you are Divya, you are Gandharv, you are Ketapu, you will purify my Ketam, my knowledge, you will purify my Vani, so that I speak all that is truth and in a sweet, melodious manner. And that is finally going to inspire all the projects that I take up, Yajna. And I am the sponsor, I am the lead person for those projects. And their objective is Bhagai, for everybody's wealth. Is it not? Very good. Let's quickly see the Hindi meaning now. So, हे देव दिव्य स्वरूप सविता समस्त ऐश्वर्य से युक्त और जगत को उत्पन्न करने आए जगदीश्वर, जो आप दिव्य शुद्ध स्वरूप में हुआ गंधर्व पृथ्वी को धारण करने आया केतपु विज्ञान को पवित्र करने वाला राजा, न हमारी केतम बुद्धि को पवित्र करे, और जो वाणी का रक्षक वाचा पति, न हमारी वाचम वाणी को स्वधतु मीठी चिकनी कोमल प्रिय करे, उस यज्ञपतिम राज्य के रक्षक राजा को भगाए ऐश्वर्य युक्त धन के लिए प्रसूव उत्पन्न कीजिए, और यज्ञम राजधर्म रूप यज्ञ को भी सिद्ध कीजिए. Very beautiful meaning that we want our buddhi to be purified so that we take up noble projects, noble functions for the well-being of all. And for this, I seek his help. Only his help can raise my stature to this level, is it not? So as I pointed out last time, for this to happen, I need to be with him. That's where the next month in Yajurveda 30th chapter is Gayatri mantra. That is Upasana. Dhimahi, Dharan Karna. I want to hold it, his bhaga. And that will, Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya, that will inspire my intellect. So he is also Savita Dev. So I want to, as if my buddhi should carry that light of his bhaga. That's what Upasana does. When I make everything blank, then my buddhi is radiating with his light, that is bhaga. And then when I come out of Upasana, I expect it will continue to inspire my buddhi for the next few hours. And in the evening, I will do again this Upasana. That's why Gayatri mantra is the Upasana mantra. And indeed, Sandhyopasana is nothing but Gayatri Upasana. Recitation and then being in meditation with it. And when I do this, what happens? That's what is the next month. All that Savita Dev will remove away Duitani Payas. All that has somehow gathered negativities, bad stuff, all Vishwani Duitani Payas. And then fill up with all the good things. So my buddhi will be filled with all that is Bhadra and remove all this. So that is the context that we are here. Okay, let's go back to Sanskar Vidhi, the Agnihotra. After Jal Pasechan, so this is interesting from all the four directions. We are seeking his help from all directions. Now there are two ahutis, Ajya Bhagahuti or Agaya Vajyahuti. There are 2 plus 2 actually. Om Agnaye Swaha, Om Somaya Swaha. So this is Idam Agnaye Idam Namam Idam Somaya. Again we see the dipole of Agni and Som, the sun and the moon, fire and the water, the father and the mother, whichever way you interpret it. One ahuti each, because there was a time gap when water is being sprinkled. So some short mantras, quickly put in some ghee so that fire is sustained. Then again another set of 2. Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namam. Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namam. So again this dipole of Prajapati, which is kind of father, and Indra, that all that stuff that I need in day-to-day life that typically a mother gives to us. So Prajapati is Swaha, Indra is Swaha. Another dipole. Now since I want to confine to the Delhi Havan, I want to move to another book. And just now noticed, in that Sanskar Vidhi I've been using, it goes on to Paumanaya Ahuti. So let's see, I am now, I saw it somewhere just a while ago. I assumed that Sanskar Vidhi will show me the, so I have just, bit hurriedly, I have, from internet, I have picked up the Havan Mantra. It's okay, it's correct. So after this, we put in what is called a morning ahuti. So we are familiar with these 4 mantras. Om Suryo Jyotih Jyotih Surya Swa. Suryo Vacho Jyotih Vacha Swa. So there are two words here, Surya and Jyoti, and they are transposed here. First Suryo Jyoti, then Jyoti Surya. Because both are nothing but that light, that of course, that Ishwar, and the light is physical light as well as light of knowledge. It has all the dimensions, and even the physical light is that in the sun, that in the antariksha in the form of vidyu, and that is in the on the surface of the earth in the samhithas we have. So this is a very broad term where origin is, you can call it Surya or Jyoti, you know. And the third term here is Suyo Vacho Jyote Vacha. This is Vacha, Vachasvi, for our overall growth and well-being, so to say. So that requires both light of knowledge and physical light, and that gives me, that Surya can give me Vacha, and that Jyoti also gives me Vacha. So that is the morning ahutis, when sunrise is there. So here the Surya is, of course, the sun as well as that supreme being. Then the third one is, let's see the third one. Slight problem. Yeah, Jyoti, which is again transposed of the first one. First one was Suryo Jyoti, now it is Jyoti Surya. Then the second part was Jyoti Surya, now here second part is Suryo Jyoti. So it's a kind of a repeat of the first one. Then the fourth one is Saju Devain. Saju means together. Savitah Dev, again there is Savitah Devain in accusative singular. Savitah Devain. Saju, again, it's togetherness. What is it? Ushasa. Usha is that twilight just before the sunrise, that pink color, the light before the sun rises. So as if Usha brings the sun, is it not? So it's a early part of the sunrise. What does it do? Indra Vatya. Indra we have seen a while ago, Prajapateswa, Indraiswa, or all kinds of wealth. Indra is also for Raja who is own everything. Even Purush, my Atma is Indra, who is the owner of all the Indriyas, my sensory organs and motor organs. So Indra is who is wealthy. So Indra Vatya Jusana Suyo Vetu Swaha. So now I am saying Savita Dev. Let's see. Savita Dev. Usha Sen there. This is like a samucha. So I need, you only call the twilight, Usha call, and that is what gives rise to my all sorts of wealth. When the day begins, the dawn, and that's what I love much. And this is what is your representative Surya that is able to do it. That is everywhere, all pervading. So your all pervading Surya is same as your Savita Dev, and his Usha Kal brings me all the wealth as Indravatya that I very much like, love, I enjoy it. So that is the morning part. And in the evening part, let's see, there is a lot of gaps here. I hope he has it. Yeah. Again, that set of four. But here the third one is exact same as first one, you know. Whereas in the morning part they were transposed. First one was Suryo Jyotih, Jyotih Surya, while the third one was Jyotih Surya, Suryo Jyotih. So that was transposed. Here it is same as that. And also we are said that we, you know, remain silent on this. So silently we recite it, the third mantra. So first let's see the term Surya has been replaced by Agni. So that is same in the first mantra, second mantra. Third should have been the transposed, but it is same as first. No problem, that is. But we are asked to recite it in silent mode. Fourth one, Saju Deven Savitah Saju, rather than Ushas, the twilight, now the word is Rati. And instead of Suyo Vetu, it is Agni Vetu. So these are the slight differences which we would like to discuss. So Agni is of course the very primary name for that supreme Ishwar, who is also Surya, who is also Jyoti and Vacha and all that. But now it is more in a physical domain because they have been used as evening prayer. So I am kind of recalling that I benefited from his son throughout the day, but now in a physical plane, I see that I can still benefit, though it will be darkness, but I have a powerful mind and I can again create the fire. That is what is Agni. So daytime I managed the life with Surya, and in the evening hours I can continue, though in a smaller extent, with Agni. So that's where the discovery of fire is so important, and that human beings have been able to generate, and that will benefit me in the evening. But I very well recall that source of both are same. Surya and this fire of Agni both originated from that supreme Agni. So Agni is a very general term as well as the physical fire on the earth. You know. That has this Agni, the general term, has all these same attributes as Surya had, Jyoti and Vacha, etc. But I am silent here, probably just to sense of humility, that I have discovered the fire in the Samhitas. I am able to ignite them, but it is again it is his glory. That is who is real Agni. I have merely learned how to rub two pieces of wood and generate fire. So the fire actually is from him, and that realization makes me, I kind of acknowledge it and remain silent here. Not to become too proud of our ability to generate fire. Actually, the fire is from him. He has put fire in the Samhitas, is it not? I just make it appear. That's it. It's like you just switch on Otherwise, the light is somebody else, electricity is somebody else has made it. I just make a switch, go slightly up or down and operate the lights. But actually, it is all his glory. Rati is also in the Vatya. This is very interesting in our culture. The typically the evening and night relates to darkness, and one would think that is not so good a thing. But we are familiar with our culture. Many girls have name Rajni, Nisha. These all relate to night. Light is okay, yes, it is darkness, but this is also a Devi in the sense that takes away all my fatigue and makes me refreshed next morning, is it not? So Rati, Nisha, Rajani, whatever all these words, they correspond to again Dev or Devi. Usually these are feminine terms, Devi, but the Ishwar is finally the Mahadev. He has made all other devas like Surya, Agni, and Samidha, Vayu. All these devatas are merely an agent of that Mahadev in one small dimension, is it not? So that way, Rati is also in the place of Usha. So one should not be confused that Usha is dawn and is positive Devi, but Rati is corresponding to bringing darkness. So it can not be a positive. But this is also in the Vatya, bringing us all the wealth and possessions. Because if we don't get good rest in the evening, night, then there is no life. So we love this also. And this is also coming from that Supreme Agni. That was our discussion on, Jal possession, the second part, and morning and evening uh, Suryo Jyotih and AgnirJyotih. I guess we will need one or two more sessions, and then we will be ready to conclude this course on spiritual aspects of Agnihotra. Thank you very much for your attention.